Imagine waking up every morning already $100,000 in the negative before your first paycheck. You drag yourself out of bed, a fog of exhaustion clouding your thoughts. The weight of your future presses down on your chest, suffocating every breath you take. The bills are coming, and you know the first one is just around the corner. That student loan. That looming monster with your name on it. It follows you everywhere. Like a shadow, it never leaves. You thought you were doing the right thing, right? You were told to chase the dream, to get the degree, to secure the future. The bright lights of success were promised. They told you, this is the way, this is the path. So you took it, without hesitation, without realizing that this path might be paved with chains. But no one told you what happens when you're shackled by a $100,000 weight, and the future you imagined suddenly feels like a distant fantasy, slipping away with every passing day. The truth no one prepared you for: debt isn't just numbers. It's a mental prison. It crawls into your mind, sits in the back of your thoughts, makes everything harder. You want a dream, but you're buried under the harsh reality of numbers that refuse to be ignored. They come at you every month. The bills, the reminders, the interest. It never stops. And it's not just the money. It's the worry. The constant worry that gnaws at your soul. The anxiety that keeps you up at night, wondering how you'll ever make it. The fear that the dreams you had as a kid, getting that job, moving into that apartment, building a life you're proud of, are slipping further and further from your grasp. Every decision you make is filtered through the lens of that debt. Should you buy that coffee? Maybe wait another month to upgrade your phone? Does this new outfit really make you feel better, or is it just an escape from the pressure? But here's the thing, it's not just about money. It's about the mental weight that comes with it. You are not just managing a loan. You're managing a piece of yourself that's constantly in conflict. Your mind is at war, fighting between the need to pay the bills and the desire to live a life that feels worth living. Every step you take feels calculated, like you're moving across a tightrope stretched over the abyss. One wrong move, and everything falls apart. Have you noticed it too? The relationships put on hold. The dreams that feel impossible. The life you thought you'd live after college? It's out there, just out of reach, like a mirage in the desert. You want to start a family, but how can you when you're already buried under this mountain of debt? You want to build a career, but you're stuck in jobs that barely cover your bills. You want freedom, but all you get is the shackles of financial pressure. It's hard to breathe sometimes, isn't it? Every time you think about your future, it's not excitement you feel, it's dread. The student loan bill isn't just a bill, it's a symbol of everything you've given up. It's not just a piece of paper, it's a reminder that, no matter how hard you work, you're always one step behind. You start to wonder if it's even worth it. What if you made a mistake? What if you should have taken a different path, a different choice? But there's no going back now. You're here. And the pressure's building. Your peers? They're struggling too. You're not alone, but it doesn't feel like it. Social media tells you that everyone's living their best lives, making moves, succeeding. But deep down, you know the truth. We're all hiding behind filters. Hiding behind our posts. Hiding behind our accomplishments that don't seem to make a dent in the pressure. Let's be real. No one prepares you for this. No one tells you that the shiny, happy college life comes with this heavy price tag, that the American dream has a dollar amount attached to it. And that price? It's more than just money. It's the time you've lost. The moments that passed you by because you were too busy trying to survive. But maybe that's the point. Maybe that's the reality we're all facing. The struggle isn't just about surviving. It's about finding a way to live. To find peace in the chaos. To carve out joy in the midst of anxiety. But the question is, how? It's not easy. There's no quick fix. But here's the truth. Your value isn't defined by the amount of debt you have or the job you work to pay it off. Your value is found in the fight. In the resilience. In the strength it takes to wake up every day, despite the weight of it all, and keep going. Because that's what you're doing, right? You're keeping going. And that's enough. Don't let anyone tell you it's not. Don't let the world measure your worth by the size of your paycheck or the balance in your bank account. You're more than that. And when it feels like the world is collapsing, when the weight of your debt and your fears and your failures feels like too much, just remember, you're not alone in this. We're all carrying this together. So take a breath. You're doing better than you think. You're surviving, and that's a victory in itself. The world tells you to hustle. It tells you to grind, to climb that never-ending ladder, always reaching for the next rung. But what happens when you're climbing with a 100-pound weight strapped to your back? What happens when every move you make is calculated, every step thought through, not because you want to, but because you have to? You've been told that success is just around the corner, that it's one more sleepless night, one more unpaid internship, one more project away. And you've bought into it. You've given your time, your energy, your sanity, all in the name of chasing a dream that seems to be getting farther away with each passing day. You've been grinding, right? But what happens when the grind doesn't pay off? What happens when the system feels rigged against you, and you're left holding a diploma in one hand and a student loan bill in the other? The truth is, no one talks about the invisible cost. It's not just money. It's everything. It's the toll it takes on your mental health. The constant anxiety. The constant pressure. The pressure to always be on, always achieving, always doing more. When does it stop? When do you get to breathe? The weight of student debt isn't just a financial burden. It's a mental and emotional one that's tearing at the fabric of your identity. You start to wonder, who am I really? Not as a student, not as a worker, not as someone defined by a number or a paycheck, but as a person? How did we get here? How did this generation end up in this mess, desperately hustling for stability, only to find that the more we chase, the more we're stuck? We were sold this idea of the American dream, but it feels more like a mirage in the distance, always out of reach. We were told that if we worked hard enough, followed the rules, and went into debt to get that piece of paper, everything would fall into place. But now here we are, working harder than ever, and that dream is slipping further away, weighed down by an avalanche of bills, responsibilities, and unrelenting pressure. Every day you see it. Your friends, your peers, the people you follow on social media, all pushing themselves, trying to make a name, trying to prove they're worth something. But underneath it all, they're just as tired as you. They're just as burnt out. You see the posts about vacations, about new cars, about the next step in their career. But what they don't post is the breakdowns, the sleepless nights, the crushing self-doubt, the days when they want to give up but can't. Because what would that mean? Would they be less than? Would they be failures? This cycle, this endless pressure, it's not sustainable. But it's all we know, all we've been taught. So we keep grinding. We keep pushing. We keep pretending like we have it all together, even when we're falling apart. The weight of student debt has created a generation of overachievers with no space to breathe, no room for failure, no time for rest. And the irony? The more we hustle, the more we're sacrificing what really matters, our mental well-being, our relationships, and our sense of self. But what if we stopped for a second? What if we stopped measuring our worth by how much we achieve, how many hours we work, or how much debt we've taken on in the pursuit of success? What if we decided that our value isn't defined by our bank account or the job title we hold? What if we allowed ourselves to fail, to stumble, to not have it all figured out? Because the truth is, failure isn't the end. It's part of the journey. It's part of what makes us human. The pressure to be perfect, to have it all together, is suffocating. And it's time we let go of that. It's time we stopped trying to live up to expectations that were never ours in the first place. You're not broken. You're not a failure. You're just human. And sometimes, being human means not having all the answers. Sometimes, it means sitting with the uncertainty, the messiness, the fear. But that doesn't make you any less valuable. In fact, it makes you more human, more real, more connected to the rest of us who are all struggling in our own ways. So, what do you do? Do you keep hustling until you break, or do you redefine what success looks like? Do you let the weight of the debt, the pressure, and the anxiety consume you, or do you decide that there's more to life than just surviving? It's a difficult question, and it doesn't have an easy answer. But it's a question worth asking. Because your peace of mind, your mental health, your happiness, they matter too. You don't have to have it all figured out today. But maybe, just maybe, it's time to start questioning what success really means and who gets to define it. Would you still chase your dream if it came with $100,000 of debt? That's the question. And the answer? It's up to you. There's something haunting about the way we're conditioned to keep pushing, keep striving, keep climbing. It's like we're stuck on a treadmill that never stops, never slows down, just keeps going and going until our legs give out. You've been running for so long, trying to catch up, trying to make up for lost time, for missed opportunities. But every step feels heavier. Every breath feels harder. At some point, it becomes clear. The dream you were chasing? It's not what you thought it would be. It's not shiny or glamorous or fulfilling. It's a constant race, an endless grind that leaves you feeling empty, even when you hit the milestones. It's not just the debt that drags you down. It's the realization that, no matter how hard you try, the finish line keeps moving further away. But let's be real for a second. What if the finish line doesn't even exist? What if there's no magical moment when everything falls into place and the weight lifts off your shoulders? What if the dream isn't a place to reach, but a way of being? What if success isn't about how much money you make or how many bills you can pay off, but about finding peace in the middle of the chaos? For years, we've been sold this idea that happiness is something to be earned, something to be achieved. We've been told that once we pay off our debt, once we land that perfect job, once we have everything in order, we'll be able to breathe again. But that's a lie. A lie we've been fed since we were kids. Because even when you reach that elusive point of financial freedom, there's always something else. Another goal. Another achievement. Another bar to hit. The truth? You'll never be free until you make peace with where you are right now. And I know, that's easier said than done. The bills are still coming. The loans are still there. The pressure is still crushing you from every direction. But what if the real liberation comes from letting go of the need to have it all figured out? What if it comes from realizing that the struggle, the uncertainty, the mess, that's where the growth is? That's where the real journey happens. We spend so much time looking to the future, to the moment when we'll finally have it all. But the truth is, there's no such thing. There's only this moment. And if we're not careful, we'll spend our entire lives chasing an illusion, never stopping to appreciate the things that matter. The small victories. The quiet moments. The friendships that hold us together when everything else feels like it's falling apart. And it's okay to feel lost. It's okay to feel like you don't have it all figured out. It's okay to not have the answers, to not know what the future holds. Because no one does. Not really. The world might make you feel like you're the only one struggling, but that's a lie, too. We're all in this together, trying to make sense of a world that doesn't always make sense. And the truth is, none of us have it all together. We're all just doing the best we can with what we've been given. So, take a breath. Close your eyes for a second and let yourself feel the weight of everything. Let yourself feel the pressure, the anxiety, the fear. But don't let it define you. Don't let it consume you. You are not your debt. You are not your job. You are not the number on your bank account. You are something more, something deeper. And the only person who can decide your worth is you. In the end, the question isn't whether you'll ever escape the cycle of financial anxiety. The question is, what will you do while you're in it? Will you keep running? Will you keep hustling, grinding, pushing yourself to the breaking point? Or will you take a step back, breathe, and start redefining what success means to you? Maybe it's time to stop chasing the dream that everyone else is selling. Maybe it's time to start chasing your own. The one that makes you feel alive. The one that gives you peace. The one that lets you breathe. You are not alone. You are not broken. You're still here. And that's worth something. Take a moment. Reflect. Ask yourself, what kind of life do you want to live? And if the answer comes with $100,000 of debt, can you still choose to chase it? The choice is yours. Rumi once said, "What you are seeking is not a place to reach, but how you face the journey." We can't avoid the challenges in life, but we can choose how we confront them. Let this journey, no matter how difficult, be part of your growth. Don't just chase the destination. Embrace each step, whether you stumble or succeed. Together, we walk, share, and learn. If this story resonates with you, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share to continue joining us on these meaningful topics. What are your thoughts on financial struggles and the pressure of debt? Drop your opinions in the comments. Let's share and discuss. And don't miss the next episode. Can we ever escape the financial anxiety cycle? Can we break free from the endless financial stress and mental pressure? Stay tuned and let's find the answer together.